Hi guys, good morning. I thought I'd get up and do a video because, the harassment continues here every 2 hours, so I haven't had any sleep, so bear with me. But I thought I'd start this morning with the stove. I've been on the phone with National Grid for like 3 days now after going through the whole process online because I was told that I can't turn on my service online here either. So I have to call them, and calling National Grid is a problem in itself now. I posted videos, they have done news stories that waiting for National Grid to answer the phone seems to be an ordeal now, and I've experienced the same thing for like 3 days now trying to get service turned on. But it looks like, a cute little stove, but when I pulled it out, because the plug is over here, there doesn't seem to be an outlet to plug this in. Certainly it has to be cleaned back here, but I don't see an outlet here. So I don't know, is this some sort of magic stove where it just gets plugged in wherever? I don't know. So, we have the same situation here. So this is going to be my morning trying to figure out, dealing with maintenance again, or who's ever going to check that, why it doesn't have a cord, number one. And number two, getting on the phone with National Grid to deal with the situation as far as turning on the power, because you can't do it online here either. And this is on top of the harassment that continues. Of course, it's below me and it's upstairs. And then the smells were atrocious yesterday, so that's part of it too. So it's the same dynamic as the four other places. This is the fifth place this year. If you're just tuning in, I primarily speak about women moving forward after domestic violence. This has been the fifth place this year, and it's the same dynamic. The harassment, things don't work, things aren't as you agree upon done like they're supposed to be. And on top of it, you're continually harassed. And please don't get on my page anymore. I have enough with the police department saying, well, your husband isn't there. My husband doesn't need to show up at these places. And anybody that has, some kind of knowledge about domestic violence can understand that. He doesn't have to be here. He has other people that harass me. The other night they stood outside the windows here laughing and joking because they usually party. Hey, nigga. You talk about being confined. Well, I'm gonna confine you. Shit like that. So they're down there threatening me. I don't see anything from the supers when people are out here partying all night long. But if I get a little loud, I get a knock on the door. I don't know who this man's name is. He didn't introduce himself to me, as far as him being the super of the whatever, I don't know, the floor or whatever, but he should have introduced himself and let me know who he was, because I would like to tell him, don't you hear this noise all night long? Don't you hear these people partying out front? But I guess not. But anyway, we'll continue to touch base on this stuff and to share my experience, my absolute hell from trying to move forward with my life after domestic violence, which everybody continues to think a joke. President Trump is in the Middle East, so I'm starting to post some more things with some of the Middle Eastern countries, which were horrific, the way women are being treated. And certainly, when people come here and then they think they can do the same things or worse. So I will continue to post things there as far as what's going on with domestic violence, harassment towards women, street harassment, rape, gang violence, different things like that towards women. So it's a similar pattern here. And I used to have people in the beginning when I started speaking, why don't you go to another country? Why don't you go here or there? Why don't you go? But, this is everywhere. And sometimes they did it to be sarcastic because they know how it is in other countries. So it's the idea, what do you have to complain about here? But when you're being confined like this, you don't have to be in chains. You can just be so tired to live your life it's been 10 years since I've been able to pursue my career. Certainly, after being denied all my assets over spurious allegations from people that he gets to do this, that they drag you through court with legal abuse, make you homeless, cause problems with your job. All these things impact, so you don't have the ability to live your life. So middle class men don't have to chain you up in a room necessarily. They can use the court system. So certainly he doesn't have to show up to use the court system. He can drag me through court, and he has repeatedly over nonsense. Everywhere I go, it's like, you're crazy. You need a welfare check. They send the cops. The cops play like they're so stupid. They don't know what's going on, which is ridiculous. So certainly, as we move forward with this stuff, you see more and more of this stuff start to come out. Different cases, people protesting. Certainly here we have with the Me Too movement, and certainly other countries are certainly having problems and starting to do more protests, and we get more news stories and more concerning issues around domestic violence, rape, sexual assault, because so much of this stuff is becoming normalized. You can see Andrew Tate is still in the news with his stuff. So more and more people are coming forward against this kind of stuff, but the process is still horrible towards women when you try to report. So be safe, guys. Take care.